Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Super Asteroid Fight Club Level 2020 August edition. If you are not super top notch, you probably shouldn't watch this video. Boom! Hurricane hitting Crystal River around the 28th with the hurricane behind it. Boom. The EPS shows major landfalling hurricane on the 28th. One of the EPS runs. This is our next area to watch. And it was just put on the board, 20% chance of development, and it is pretty low, and it looks kind of dangerous. Now remember, I've been standing down on hurricanes for 2 weeks, but in association, non-association, with Cranky Weather Guy, best weatherman on the planet, we've been warning everybody about the post-August 20th hurricane phase and all of weather Twitter for about 6 weeks. So, and remember, I've been pretty much giving everything to teach you guys, to get you guys ready for what we would be dealing with in 2020. We still got quite a ways to go. And so, I've been in my foxhole for quite a long time. I've been in lockdown for like 2.5 years. Remember, the best way to say, hey, thank you, Thor, for all your dedication, your love, and your work, you can send me a letter in the mail. I leave the address usually in the information box. Or you can send me just a thank you contribution to PayPal, Venmo, CashApp. Those will be linked in the information box as well. You know, maybe I'll go buy some Chinese food or donuts or beer. Maybe even all three. I don't know. I'm working so hard in 2020. The year is crazy. This is a solar flare. We just had a Firenado official warning, which apparently was a first-time thingy. Because 2020 is relentless. And I want to remind you the same thing I've been telling you for 7.7 years. Politics is total garbage. Don't waste any of your time on politics. And we dropped the ball. We should have done what we could to make sure that the unemployment benefits were extended for millions of people right before hurricane season. That ball totally got dropped. This is the Cinnabon volcano eruption from yesterday. But taken by Tabita Naguit Gallery. And this is like day 4 of California fires looking like volcano eruptions. And these are some pretty nasty, pretty big, pretty major eruptions in my opinion. I mean, fires. Sorry, fires. Call them what you want to, call them what you will. It's 2020. Everybody's got their own personal dictionary. And we are on day 2 of the 55-day gauntlet, which will be the most difficult period in the modern age. With all the planets on the same side of the sun and people kind of losing their mind. You know, we have had a lot of death in the first half of 2020, and there will probably be a lot of death in the second half of 2020. And so money won't save you with Pluto, Eris, and Saturn, and Mars. So I hope your karma's good. And I hope you've gotten right with God. Remember, these are all speculative single runs. And so nobody knows for sure what's going to happen around the 20th to the 28th or through the end of August. But remember when a hurricane is ES, hit as a hurricane, and I don't know, for 10 or 11 days, I said, I think this was the one that I predicted for the Northeast coast, which would mean that anywhere around 18 days after, we would be watching for a major hurricane possibly heading towards Crystal River, Florida. Now, I'm not saying for sure that's where this one is going around the 23rd to the 28th, but it's been my guess. It's been my guess for about a month now. So I put us all on super high alert and being prepared. But definitely everybody in the Gulf needs to watch out because, I don't know, this is what me and Craig have been warned about for 6 weeks. And we can only put out the warnings and hope people listen. And, you know, the truth community has been trying to sell you guys some mini ice age for 5 years and the sun was never going to wake up again. But the sun's had 5 new sunspots in the last 2 weeks. And we're in a super long duration heat wave as heat records are totally being broken and wildfires are breaking out everywhere. So, I don't know, you can't always trust the most popular people, especially if that popularness comes from social media. The Northeast has been getting quite a bit of rain even after ZS, and so y'all will have to continue to watch out for that. Will I survive 2020? I don't know. Will you survive 2020? I don't know. But I definitely want you to be there in the giant party we're going to have in 2022. But you're going to have to be smart, and you're going to have to play a lot of defense from here till then. And with them doing the whole cluster funky and horrible mishmash of opening schools and sports and stuff, expect September and October to just be a plague fest. And for people out there who think that I should only talk about the weather, well, I think you should shut the fuck up. There are plenty of places on the internet that can give you bad information all the time in a way you like to hear it. I like to give you guys the truth and prepare Asteroid Fight Club for what is coming. And so the next 53 days are just going to be like the insanest insane time that we've seen in the modern age. And the heat waves only making people less agreeable and more cranky. So, how would you feel about walking out into your yard and seeing #flooding, this weird swirling vortex in the floodwaters? That's what the scene was like in one Virginia yard earlier today after more than 9 inches of rain fell in Virginia. Weird, I didn't see any of the models that predicted 9 inches of rain to fall. And it looks like there's going to be more terrible weather for Sunday in August. Well, here stock markets are doing great. Though I wouldn't, it's weird because the Dow Jones is like 27,000. And like 2 years ago, I said 27,000 was kind of the level that I thought it would stay at for a while. And so I would think a major crash is coming. So I wouldn't want to be, I don't have any stock, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I think a crash is definitely coming before the end of the year, but micromanage predicting it, I don't know. It's hard to do. I too wish I were there. There's almost nothing I would want more now than good company, other than world peace. But for now, I'm doing what I do to be the best planetary defense commander on the planet. And like I said, over the next 53 days, I definitely recommend everybody play super duper defenses. And yeah, you might have to make some sacrifices now if you want to enjoy the party from 2022 on. And it's always weird when people who let themselves be brainwashed by politics yell at me about what I can and can't or should or shouldn't say. Whatever. I've been doing this for 7.7 years. I'm kind of used to it by now. And remember, I did have us on a 95% chance of major earthquake on the West Coast, specifically California, or tornadoes. Volcanoes. So we're definitely watching out for things, man. And when the MJO, the Madden-Julian oscillation, shifts to the Atlantic, everybody agrees that the Atlantic is just going to get crazy. So now you got like 10 days of half the meteorologists telling people not to worry about what the models are showing. And I'm not saying don't worry about one specific model run, but I've kind of rested as much as I could over the last 10 days, 14 days, although the energy's been horrible, because I know it is going to get crazy at the end of August. And so everybody needs to be prepared, if I said that enough. But for 2 or 3 years, I have been predicting the point that things would start to improve on certain levels would be the middle of September. You see, Mars goes retrograde on September 9th. Jupiter goes direct, thank you, Jesus, on September 11th. And then Saturn goes direct on the 28th. So, it's still going to be crazy, especially if you have heavy Mars energy and personality placements. But, zip, zap, pow. And yeah, the energy's weird now, for sure. And, it's like, just imagine that wherever you live, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are going to be your roommates in your house or apartment every single day for the next 53 days. And Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto aren't always a lot of fun. And Pluto literally represents death and the underworld. The EPS models are starting to show that we may have some big dangers to watch out for starting after the 21st of August and definitely into the first week of September. So I recommend staying cool, being kind, trying to be patient with everybody, because a lot of people just aren't mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for all the stuff we're going to deal with over the next few months. especially if a lot of your own personal identity was invested in heavily in politics, man. Yeah. I still think it's so crazy that it's like my birthday on the 19th, and then and then Saturn and Jupiter go from Capricorn into Aquarius on the 20th, and then they have their great conjunction on the 21st. Man, I hope we're all here to see that. There sure are a lot of fires happening, and their fires are going to continue. This is a long duration heat wave. Oh, California had rolling blackouts for the first time since 2001. It's strange. Iowa went under major damage from the super derecho, and neither the Republicans or the Democrat political party seem to be very interested in them. Well, I guess it's not that strange. The same thing happened with when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, and the same thing happened when that giant land hurricane hit Michigan, Nebraska, and 2 years ago. Hundreds of thousands in Iowa remain without power after a rare storm damaged thousands of homes and destroyed tons of our food crops. I've been recommending us do what we can to work together to fortify supply chains and keep everybody fed in 2020. But a lot of people are like, no, dude, just let capitalism handle it all. And Silicon Valley's been like, great, we'll figure out how to turn people straight into cash. We're just trading human beings, and you get a lot of cash, digital cash, paper cash, just whatever cash, and then become the gray goo monsters or whatever. So this wave isn't even monitored yet. I mean, it's not even like, here's the other wave we're watching. This thing is the big, oh my God, we definitely need to watch out for this. Imagine if this is the one that comes, although I thought the Crystal River one would come out of here. I could be wrong though. Anyhow, I'm just saying this is, super red alert. This is the first, right in our time window. This is the first one we are watching is, oh my God. And there may be some major surprises before then. But I'm just saying, we've had a million warnings to get ready for this hurricane season, and everybody's focused on politics and protests and yelling at each other on the internets, and they're yelling at me in my comments. Okay, great. Or going, the New World Order, you can't stop it. We can only sit here and complain about it the whole time. Or whatever. Yeah, record-breaking heat in the States, not just for Death Valley. Most of it, the western half of the U.S. is in the oven. Excessive heat warnings are in place. Oh, man. So yeah, it's going to get crazy, man. It's going to continue to get crazy for 53 more days. And you will be my hero if you survive it with your heart and mental health intact and are still cool and funny. Then I will love you and give you a hug like you've never had before in 2022. All right. So, these videos are always weird for me to give when, we've been losing a lot of people since 2015. We've been losing a lot of people in 2022. 2020. And we're about to enter the craziest almost month and a half, 2 months that we've seen in a long, long, long time. And so I have done what I can to get everybody ready for this. And I believe hope lives. The good times shall return. But we are watching capitalism, communism, and socialism all crumble before our eyes because they're old systems. Like they're 1,000-year-old systems or 200-year-old systems. However, they're still, we're in the modern age now, man. This is, I was trying to say that you had the last 1,000 years, which went from the year 1000 to the year 2000, and a lot has changed. And so we are just in the first baby steps of the year 2000 to the year 3000. And so no, the world is not going to end. No, these are not the end final days. We have to get ready to figure out where we want to be 10 years from now. Because I'm going to be here, and I want to have some good times. So I'm going to be ready to party in 2022, but we got a lot of work to do, man. Anyway, I am Sagittarius, which means Jupiter is one of my ruling planets, although it's Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit above that. So, yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to be acting kind of weird as Jupiter and Saturn line up in the sky, which happens every 20 years, and then you have major changes after that. So just know that I love you, and let's do our best and stay cool. All right. God bless everyone. Peace out.